Tasmania, Australia. From June 17, the rules in Tasmania will follow Part 2 of the three-step plan. Here are the answers to the questions many have. Can I visit my friends or family? 20 people, inclusive of children, will be allowed to visit other households for the purposes of socializing. However, people should be cautious. Can I have a party? If you are only inviting 20 people, inclusive of children, you are allowed to have a party. 80 people are allowed to gather in outdoor spaces. Can I go to a restaurant or cafe? Cafes and restaurants will be allowed to seat a maximum of 20 people. Businesses will need to ensure each customer has at least 4 square meters. Can I exercise outdoors? Outdoor gym facilities will be reopened and outdoor boot camps will be allowed with a maximum of 20 people to a group. Can I go for a swim? Swimming pools will be allowed to reopen, but they could be capped to a maximum of 20 swimmers at any one time. Beaches will now remain open. Can I go to the library? Libraries may open with restrictions. Capacity must not exceed 1 person per 4 square meters including staff members. Each library must have a COVID-19 safety plan. Can I let the kids loose on the playground? Public playgrounds will be open again. Physical distancing and hygiene should be practiced with the little ones. Can I go back to the office? Each business owner can make decisions about what makes the most sense for their situation. Employers must allow employees to work from home where it is reasonably practical to do so. Can I leave Hobart? There is no limit on where you can go within the state. All non-essential travelers to Tasmania, including returning residents, must quarantine for 14 days upon their arrival. Non-Tasmanian residents must carry out their quarantine in government-provided accommodation. All overseas travel, with very few exceptions, have been banned and is not likely to resume until next year. Can I go shopping? Retail stores have been allowed to open. This is under the provision that they follow the 4-meter rule. Can I get a haircut or visit my beauty therapist? Capacity must not exceed 20 customers or 1 customer per 4 square meters including staff members on the premises, whichever is the lesser. When am I allowed to leave my house? You can go out to shop, to work or study, if this cannot be done from home, for fresh air and exercise with a maximum of 10 people, and for recreational purposes and socializing as long as you are observing social distancing. Can I get tested if I haven't been overseas? Tasmania Health has announced that anyone with the slightest flu-like symptoms should get tested. If you work with vulnerable people, for example, in a nursing home, boarding school, or any other kind of residential facility, and you experience any respiratory symptoms, no matter how mild, you must be tested. Can I attend weddings and funerals? Weddings will be allowed to have up to 40 guests, while for funerals a maximum of 50 people is allowed while following the 4-meter rule. Can I go for a drive? Yes, you can go out for a drive. Are dentists open? Yes, dental services are now open. Are the pubs open? Yes, pubs can seat up to 20 diners per dining room, as long as there is 1 person per 4 square meters. Each dining area must also have separate waitstaff. Any alcohol must be purchased with a meal. From the 17th of June, up to 80 people will be allowed to gather indoors and outdoors, as long as there is 1 person per 4 square meters. Under Stage 3 rules brought forward to the 26th of June, there will be no cap on public gatherings. Venues will only be allowed 1 person per 4 square meters. Are schools, TAFE colleges and universities back in session? Yes, as of the 9th of June, all students have returned to the classroom. What about cinemas, entertainment venues and museums? Up to 20 people are allowed at cinemas, museums, galleries, theaters, performance venues, and historic sites. From the 17th of June, up to 80 people can attend amusement parks, arcades, play centers, cinemas, museums, national institutions, historic sites, and galleries. Up to 80 people will also be allowed at concert venues, theaters, arenas, auditoriums, with an additional number of people specified for performers. Under Stage 3 rules, to be introduced on the 26th of June, there won't be a cap on the number of people allowed in an indoor venue, as long as there are 4 square meters per person. Outdoor gathering limits will increase to 500. Can I move houses? You are allowed to move houses, but keeping in mind the social distancing rules. What does the Australian government's contact tracing app do? Dubbed COVID Safe, the technology is based on digital contact tracing, modelled on a similar app used in Singapore. Its purpose is to suppress the issue of community transmission, where the infection is spread between people in public. How long will this last? Tasmania is currently in Stage 2 of a 3-stage process on easing social restrictions advised by the federal government, to be rolled out over the next 2 months. However, there is no concrete timeline, and the state governments are not required to follow every recommendation. Certain protocols such as physical distancing may be in place for several more months to come. The World Health Organization has warned that relaxing lockdown restrictions too quickly could lead to a resurgence of the outbreak.